Oh my light just went out. Y'all, I've been struggling with this light all day. I can't. Let's see. I went to see if I had an extra light. I'm gonna be honest. I'm showing y'all the reality of what it takes every day. Every day. I forgot to change that drawer up. Man, I had a mental picture somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. I have no idea. Man, what to do? What's there? Let me think about it, guys. Do we really need this light? I mean, I think we do, especially for over on YouTube. Y'all be talking mess on YouTube, so we need the extra light. Let me get some tape. See if this thing will work. All right, so my light is still glitching, but we're gonna roll with it, okay? Today's subject is gonna be about assumptions. All right, assumptions. Let's talk about how assumptions have ruined a lot of things. There goes my light glitching. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Can we roll with a couple of lights only? I'm used to these massive lights. These are not that big. I'm used to like the huge studio lights, but like having only a couple lights doesn't roll with me. Man, does it look all right? How do I look? Let's see. Maybe if we move this light over here. Yeah, because if it's going to keep doing this, I need to order. I put on tape, y'all. I put tape on it. It's so funny. I'm like, look, we need to get through this film day. All right. It was a little rough earlier. Looks like we're hanging on in there with this light, y'all. Okay. All right. Assumptions. Let's jump straight into it. First of all, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything is going well. Feeling well, everything. Wishing the best for you guys. Let's jump into it. I'm going to be very honest with you. Assumptions actually ruined one of the best relationships I'd ever been in yet in my life. And I'm going to tell you how. Let's talk about it. Are you ready? I don't think we're ready for this. This is a little crazy. Assumptions definitely ruined a relationship. Let's hit the hammer on the nail. Assumptions ruined my relationship. The first relationship that I had ever went out on that large of a limb for. I had never lived with anybody besides my family or by myself. Okay. No, I take that back. College was, we don't count that. We don't count that. Okay. It was the first relationship that I had ever did a lot for, did like that much. Let me tell you, just hopefully this mic don't die either. Just to tell you just a little bit of factor, just so you can understand where I'm coming from. I gotta kind of build a story a little bit, kind of just give you guys a little bit of the background of it all. He was in entertainment, okay, I'm sorry, he is in entertainment. I am in entertainment myself, both on two separate factors, but still, what we do for a living is for people, okay? Now, my father figure, whom I call my dad, you guys ever hear me say my dad? That's who I mean, not my actual biological father or my dad that raised me, that dad. All right, my dad is dead. All right, you got the general idea there. Okay, he told me, if you're going to do this, you need to be all in, and you have to accept and automatically adapt. He said, if you're gonna do that, you're it's gonna be a lot because you have your own career to manage on top of that. So not only did I have to adapt to the first time me moving in with my significant other, the man that was going to be my husband. Not only did I have to do that, I had to figure out how I was gonna manage our life because I'm traditional. I believe that the woman, the wife, that is her job to create the atmosphere, the home. That's her job. I was raised that way. I don't care if you disagree. Again, this is not for the weak. Go somewhere else. Click. Okay. So I had to do that, figure out how his schedule would work alongside mine, and kind of figure out what this was going to become, because you have two kids chasing their dreams actively, and it is working and it is going places. So I, being so young, doing that, I was like fresh out of college, not fresh out of college necessarily, but like pretty close to it. I just started into my career. I'm still in my early years of my career, you guys. I still have a lot to do. But like, it was like the first ever, it was like, it wasn't his first everything in that sense of like, living with your significant other. He's a little older than me. So he has a little bit more experience, but it was my first time. And oh my gosh, boy, was it a lot. It was a lot. I'm used to putting a lot on myself. I'm used to taking a lot on. But that I didn't mind. And I realized very quickly our relationship was up for sacrifice. We both knew there were times where we lived together and we'd come home and stuff like that. But because we were so busy, we had so much to do, it would be like 2 weeks and hadn't kissed each other in like a couple of weeks. And that's the way it was. It was happy. We were great. And what was so important is that there were two young kids. We're both still young and still kids. Two young kids actively chasing and working hard towards our goals and dreams, our short terms and long term goals. And in a relationship, we grew stronger. I'll tell you this much. Over the past few years, I have grown so much strength in so many ways. Like, I wish my mom was here. I wish my mom was here on earth, because I feel like she would be so proud of that. Like how hard I worked, how much work I put into him, me, us, our house, our child, our Brunito, our dog. And everything, all the relationships that I did. I worked incredibly hard on all of it. I put so much hard work and energy into everything. All just for people to feel like assuming was okay. And it ruined the entire thing. It ruined it. Okay. At the beginning of our relationship, okay, here's the hammer on the nail. I was accused of cheating on him with a really good friend of mine. I was actually 21 years, no, 19. I was like 21 years old. And I happened to be invited to a private event that was not open to the public. And it was like a birthday event. And I happened to be dancing on someone. What's really funny about that is that I didn't even know him at the time. I had just maybe turned 21, maybe at the time. And someone caught it on tape. Someone recorded it and then sent it over to his, how do you say it in Spanish? Gosh, I'm like looking to see my producers. I don't have a producer here, you guys. How do you say it in Spanish? Siblings. Okay. And this is at the very beginning of our relationship. And he came to me crying about this video. He's like, what? Like, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. I still look how I looked in high school. I still look how I looked in high school. I wish I had a physical. Do I have any physical pictures? I have this one over here, but it's like blurry. I need a brighter one. I do have physical pictures of me. Okay, let me backtrack that really quickly. Okay. Whoever recorded it had the video. And then when I got into a relationship with him a few years later, they sent it to his siblings. And that's where the assumption of it all was going around, that I was cheating on him very early on in our relationship. And we had been together for like half a year at that point. And we were just thinking about moving in. We were just thinking about moving in because I was about to end the relationship, because I was like, I'm too busy. You're too busy. There's no way we could do this. We'd have to live together. There'd be no way we'd have to get married if you want this to continue. And he was like quick on it. Like, let's do it now. So it happened. So that was the very first line that I drew. Actually, when he came to me, I laughed at the video because I couldn't believe that he assumed that I would go out of my way and be unloyal. Couldn't believe that he'd ever think I'd cross him like that. Over the couple of years we were together, time and time again, these same people that he allowed to continue to assume and bring assumptions into a relationship continued to do it. He didn't put his foot down. He wasn't mad about it. It was like, hey, get the F out of my relationship. He didn't do it. This is a man who had my location. I'm not going to go into any more depth, but pretty much my steps were being watched 24/7. Like I could not go anywhere. I couldn't even go to work. I couldn't go film out of the city, out of state without being questioned. Okay, if you can put all the two and two together, then put it together. Because that's a story for the books. Okay. Now, I didn't mind it. I knew what I was getting into. I knew everything. And I was whatever. As long as people were not as long as the people close to him were not throwing assumptions into our relationship. Okay. Now, the end. I was out of state working for a client of mine. Sorry, I hit the tripod. And I had been deadly exhausted because at that point I started working. I'm working longer, more now than I was, but at the time I was establishing this pace. I was working towards working 6-7 days a week, filming 6-7 days a week. I was achieving it. And then you guys wonder why my voice is shot all the time. Okay, that is why. That's why it's shot all the time now. Okay, so anybody who's done any kind of heavy work and then you add traveling on top of it, you know you're dead. You know you're exhausted. My brain was so fried. When I walked onto that plane, my brain could no longer function. So when I got there, and I immediately was like straight to work. Like got to my hotel, boom, in a meeting. Constantly. Constantly. I was in my first meeting in my hotel room in a Zoom call, tried to take a nap because I hadn't slept for like over 24 hours, barely ate a meal. And then was stressed out because I had so much, filming to do. And then I was right in front of people. I had told him I don't have fun when I travel. Like even with him and doing red carpets and stuff like that with him, like it was still a lot of work because as soon as we got to the hotel, we had to hang everything up and blah, 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 make sure like my dresses are great. All of our outfits, everything is set because I always made sure that we looked good together. I always made sure that his stuff was steamed and ironed. My stuff was steamed and ironed. I just made sure that our outfits coordinated well and all that stuff. Okay. So, yeah, you add that on top of everything, when you're working and stuff. It's a lot. Especially when you're, you like things in order. That's just how I am. It's just exhausting. So I told him, I want to go see a show. I'm not going to name the person. But I said, if I go, it might be last minute. I don't know. So I went. Sure enough, I was late because it was last minute. But I got there and I took pictures. You already know when I found my seats, when I got my drink, and I went straight to the merch booth. I went straight to the merch and I sent him pictures of everything. I said, what do you want? Let me know. Like, I'll get it for you, whatever. Because I'm getting me this, and that, blah, blah. Got him whatever, etc. Finally got to, the artist was like already past his first set. Like, I'm not even kidding. That's how late I was because I was so exhausted. But security was like, Daniela, you need to have you're in like one of the most funnest places in the world. Like, you need to do something, like make this memorable, even though you're here for work. I was like, okay, cool, whatever. So went and did the whole thing. I posted a picture of the artist and I said, it's a sweet thing with cute little heart emojis around like an emoji face. Okay, that one. If you know anything about this artist, if you know anything about music, you know that that is one of his hits. You know that that's one of his hits, Papa. I actually have. You probably can't read it thoroughly. We got to do an outfit with it, you guys. I don't want to mess up my hair. That's why I wasn't doing too much with it. Okay. And the comment was from El Siblings, who are you with? The next day, when I was in a meeting, early in the morning, mind you, there's a time difference, okay? And I'd been in this meeting like 3 hours, not even kidding. It was so long. I was so drained already because I'd went out to go see that show the night before. It was a late show because of where I was, and then had a shower and everything, prep for the next day. Best friend comments back. The whole thing lights up. I didn't even know. I'm in the meeting, and then I'm texting him, letting him know, like, hey, I'm about to get out this meeting. I'm probably going to go do this. I wanted to go see like the Titanic thing. And I was like, I have like 2 hours in between before I have to go do some other stuff or whatever, some other spokesperson stuff. So I was like, I'm going to go see this Titanic thing. It's like right here where I'm at. Okay. Went to go do that, come out of it. There's no service in there. Really. I was taking pictures. I tried to post on my Instagram story. It just wasn't working. Get out of there. The whole thing's blowing up. And my best friend's like, and I threatened. I said, I will move out when I get back. If you do not put your people in their place for the 576th time. Oh, change real quick. It didn't last, and I was out by that following week. I left real quick. The light's glitching. It's okay. We're just gonna let it glitch. Making sure my mic's on. But yeah. So all because of assuming. I was tired of it. I was done. I'll tell you this much. I don't get upset very quickly. It takes a lot to build me up in certain places. But once I'm there, that's it. That's it. Like, there's no going back. Can't go back. Of course, I was so destroyed. I was so hurt. But I knew that things were not going to change. And I wasn't going to make people try to change. I just think people need to grow up and stay out of people's businesses. That's what I think. But at the end of the day, you know, I wasn't going to take him away from his family. I wasn't going to do that, especially his father. No. Now, my friends have different opinions about it. They're like, that's cop out. Anyway, I agree. But I was there. They weren't. So, you know, it is what it is. Out of assumptions, it was ruined. The whole time. It was always an assumption. Oh, she's doing this, she's doing this, she's doing that. It was ridiculous. I wasn't gonna put up with it anymore. I was like, done. I'm not a kid. Okay, I'm a kid still because I'm in my 20s. I'm not grown, but I'm grown. I'm growing up. I'm a young woman, but I'm not a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old like in middle school and high school. Like all that stuff, anything that's going on, especially in somebody's relationship that is already established. And there's so many things growing and achieving. The last thing I want to do is get involved in that and talk about it. Assumptions around all of us have destroyed so many things you wouldn't even believe. Assuming that people won't believe in you will destroy. Assuming that people don't love you will destroy. Assuming that you're not good enough will destroy. Allowing people to assume in your relationships and in certain things will absolutely destroy it. And I've seen it time and time again. It happened in my own family. I tell you guys all the things, you know, of course there's so many other things, but yep. Don't allow assumptions. Ask questions. Unwanted Wanted conversations create healthy relationships. It's not ever unhealthy to have a conversation. Be an adult about it. Talk to people to their face and ask. Working your way up before approaching someone about something or taking other people's words is an assumption. It is an assumption. It is an assumption until you have the fact and the confirmation from those people. Okay? I am an incredibly loyal person. I am incredibly loyal. I'm loyal to my career. I'm loyal to my team. I'm loyal to the people around me. And of course, if I'm in a serious relationship coming up, you best bet I am going to be loyal. Like, it blows my mind that how could you, and I can only speak for myself, how could you look at somebody who has lost family because of this, want that again? I don't want that again. I don't want my childhood again. Some people have never built a house, and it shows. It shows. Also, it lies with the talking mess, okay? Because we can't say the other things here. If we're on YouTube, we gotta be real careful. Talking mess is assuming. If it is a fact, if you were there, if you know, if you have been through, if you've seen it with your own eyes, it is a fact, especially when you have the confirmation from X, Y, and Z. It could come from the people, it could come from your experience. Like those exact people. Okay? One thing that a lot of people want to assume when it comes to somebody in entertainment, where it doesn't matter, male or female, people just assume, oh, unfaithful. Oh, unfaithful. Oh, unfaithful. Oh, just marrying for the money. Oh, just marrying for that. Your opinion doesn't matter when it comes to that. Fact is, you are the person, you are there, you know, you have the confirmation, or you are an exact eyewitness. You saw it. Okay. I know we all didn't go to law school here. We all didn't study law here, but it's pretty much common sense. Okay. So it's not talking mess, and it's not assuming when you know for a fact, when you know how certain things are. Don't allow assuming to destroy relationships in your life. Don't allow those things to happen. I had no control over that, and I don't want to control it. I don't want to control it. I don't want to be around negative people like that. It's negativity, honey. We are negative free. Alrighty, guys. So that is going to be the end of our subject of assuming. I decided that I'd use my ex relationship and talk to you guys about the bare bone. One little fun thing of assuming. Once upon a time, you guys remember those flowers that I had gotten that were somebody on TikTok had gotten me? Okay, somebody who watches the show religiously sent me flowers because I kept telling everybody, stop sending me flowers because we don't receive them. Like my sister and I, we don't receive them on the show. They literally physically, in another state, ordered me flowers, and somebody assumed that I was with somebody, that a man was bringing me flowers like to my door, and I was like doing whatever XYZ. And it's like, you assumed that I was in some sort of fling thing or something, when really and truly it was just someone being so kind and so generous to me and sending me actual flowers. Like, I'd never met that person in person. Those are just some cases that have happened. I thought I'd share a couple of those with you. There's plenty more. I'm sure we all have those. You guys ask questions, be an adult, have conversations, have those uncomfortable conversations, and it will create healthy relationships. Trust me. There are a lot of things that I don't want to talk about with a lot of people. And I do. And then when I do, it's like, wow, we're on the same page. Wow. Who would have thought that we'd be two grown adults knowing what's going on? Who would have thought? Alrighty, guys. I love you guys so much. I am finished with my 16-hour film day. I am going to get undressed, get in that shower, and get in the bed. I love you guys so much. Be good to one another. Be kind to one another. Love one another. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, just let your girl know. And until next time, I will see you guys. Come see us on TikTok. 5 days a week. This week was 6 days a week from a lot of you guys who watch us. Thank you so much. We appreciate all your love and support always, even if it is just to watch the show. You can come shopping with us, etc., etc. Nevertheless, I love you. My clip ended, but yes, nevertheless, I love you guys so much. Be safe. Have a great weekend. Wait, it's going to be Sunday. The weekend's already almost over. Have a great week. Be productive, and I'll see you guys next time. I am going to play a song. Let's see if it plays. Let's see if you can hear it. I might get copyright, but I don't care. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, wait. New portfolio shots coming out tomorrow. Oh! 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 Can you hear it, guys? All right. Love